feel like a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.
Oh, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Colby Rebel Show. I am your host, Colby Rebel, where my goal tonight is to bring your loved ones a little bit closer. So gather around and let's see who is on the other side for us, right? Get into those call lines 310-997-4966. 310-997-4966. Callers are chosen at random. That's what makes it so much fun. There are a few things to go over, some events coming up, something this Sunday. If you are a student and wanting to develop your mediumship further, really wanting to understand, like, how do you take that information further? How do you unfold that story? Well, guess what? We've got the spirit story this Sunday, October 25th. It is 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is going to be a fabulous opportunity to really dive into that story a little bit more. How do you get more evidence? How do you deepen it? Believe it or not, although we have these natural gifts, right? That's the beauty of it. There is a way to hone your gifts, to develop them further. So that makes it a lot of fun. There is also a fun event, guys. Tickets for this are selling out like crazy, okay? You guys must love your fur babies as much as I do. So, this is Pets Connect. This is going to be an evening of psychic and spirit messages, but from your pets. So, that's what really makes it a lot of fun. That's Tuesday, November 10th. It is 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But like I said, those tickets are really going so quickly. So, please grab yours. Once they're sold out, that is it. So if you have a fur baby and you want to connect, go in, grab your ticket for your chance, okay? The development circles are coming up. I have to tell you, we've had a blast with these development circles. So much learning and growing. So there are two. There is the beginners. This is for any level. Doesn't matter where you're starting from. You get to dive in, choose. You get to play along with us. That's going to be fun. You get that foundation in, and it's for 4 Wednesday evenings, okay? The other one, though, is for the advanced peeps. Those advanced peeps who have had some experience, can do a reading, really want to push themselves. It's important because you need that safe place to practice. You need that safe environment in order to really put things out there, to test them. So, this is a great way for you to do it, okay? I really want to take your calls tonight. Now, I know a lot of you have been going through your own ups and downs, your own worries, your own grief, right? Maybe your loved ones have been coming around you a bit more. Maybe you've been missing them a bit more. It's difficult when they're not in the physical realm in the way in which we know it to be, So when you want to hug them and talk to them and pick up that phone and have that call, and you can't. You pick it up and then you remember, my goodness, they're not here. They're not with us. Now, of course, as the medium, I'm going to tell you they are with you, right? That's our job. Our job is to show you, to remind you, to prove to you your loved one is around, right? But at the end of the day, there's a difference. There is a difference between laying next to them and sleeping next to them and having that medium share. But it's a beautiful connection. And when it comes through, when it can connect, it just creates this healing, this peace. And that's something that you can take moving forward. You can start to look for your own signs, your own symbols, those own connections that your loved one is talking directly to you. And that's the magic in mediumship, right? That's those little nuggets that are special between you and that loved one. And it's been an incredible year. A lot of us have gone inwards, retrospective, have really battled our own loneliness or frustration, a feeling of not having opportunity in the way in which we're used to, realizing that we need to be more connected than ever before and feeling that lack of connection in some ways. Again, old patterns are changing and shifting, new ways of working are coming in, but it makes you realize what you miss. It makes you realize what you do want. And together, I do hope that after the pandemic that we come back together and we hug a bit more, we socialize a bit more, we tell our loved ones that we love them. We say those words, we share it. It is so important we do that, right? There's never this guarantee, and sometimes we can all take that for granted. And I believe 2020 has, if anything, been an opportunity for us to see that, to say what you feel, to share emotion, and to find new ways to do it if the traditional methods aren't exactly working for us, right? Let us go over this. Here is the deal. This is a live show, so please, no speakerphones. Be on the ball. Answer quickly. Yes, no, I don't know, Colby. No clue. Know who you want to connect to if it's someone in spirit. Know that psychic question off the bat. Just helps dial it in, get there. I like to try to take as many callers as we can. So let us get started. All right, here we go. Listen for your area code, please. If you have just called in, I beg of you to please hang up. If you've gotten through in the last few weeks, please hang up. Let us please be fair, okay? There's so many callers, and we really want that opportunity for people to get through. All right, so here we go. Let's see. How about 604? Hi, 604. This is Colby. Who is this?
Hi,
Hi
it's
there. Who is
Lori.
this? Hi, Lori. How are you?
Hi. I'm well. I was hanging up because I've gotten through, but it was like a year and a half ago.
Oh, Lori, that's okay, Mama. We're just talking about the last few weeks. We want
Okay.
repeat customers, okay? We want repeat customers, just not in the last 2 or 3 weeks, okay? So don't hang up
Okay.
on me. What can I do for you tonight?
Well, I would like to know if my father, Jack Hillman, is in spirit.
Okay. Are you not aware though? I can't put a man in spirit if you don't know he's in spirit. That wouldn't be right.
I don't know. I've been told that he is, but I just thought I could get clarification.
Yeah, but can I ask who told you that?
It was another intuitive,
But it's just
right?
not ethical to do that. And so it's with love that I'm going to pass on that, but is there a mother in spirit for you? Would you understand a lady in the spirit world that would be like a mother for you?
Yes, I
Oh,
would.
okay, would you mind if we talk to her cuz she stepped forward in place? So is that okay? Is that okay with you?
Yes, I would. I would love that.
Okay, okay. Now, I do feel like this is mom though. Am I right? This is your actual mom?
No, it's not.
Okay. How would you understand her to be a mother for you? Because she's very mothering for you, very nurturing for you. Like she wants to kind of take care of you, especially from the other side. So is this a grandmother or a
Yes,
mother-in-law? Okay, grandmother. Got it. Now, would you
yes,
also
yes,
understand? I feel like your grandmother had to protect you in a lot of ways, especially when you were younger. Do you remember that or do you understand that? Her giving you this warm
yes.
home. Okay. Because she makes me feel like she needed to give you this warm, safe space, right? And kind of, she did her
Yes,
best. Like, I don't think she had a lot of money, but I feel like she really did her best to make it kind of cozy or to make it fun. Little things that she would do for you, right? Like making you cookies,
yes,
or, she just gives me this sense of making you feel like you're important or making you feel special, right?
yes.
I
Very.
get this feeling for you. Now, am I right that you've been married? Is that correct? That there's a marriage for you?
Yes,
Okay. And I get this sense, do we have a marriage that goes back many, many years? Do you understand that marriage? Is that a separate marriage? I almost feel like it's a separate one. But Would we have a marriage when
Yes.
we're okay?
I
um,
had a real short
yeah.
marriage.
Let me tell you, she wants to talk about that one if you don't mind, because she gives me the impression she thought you were too young, but it was almost maybe this
Oh,
way of escaping or this way of getting out, right? And
yeah. Yeah.
and it was hard because it wasn't her advice and it wasn't one that she had a feeling, but it's like she's just saying, "Oh my goodness, am I glad we got out of that one." um, so she is
She was
letting,
past then too.
yeah, well, she knew about it, and she is like, "Oh my goodness, oh my goodness." But I think that marriage was a way of you getting out or you escaping. You understand that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, yes, so that's fine. We got out. That one does feel to be short, though. Is that like 6 months or under a year? I don't feel like that's a long.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
It
Um,
was.
okay, so she's just letting you know she's been keeping tabs on you. Okay, keeping tabs on
Yeah.
you. Would I be correct that you have a son? Is that right? You have children?
I have children, yes.
Okay. Are
I
they
have one child.
okay, but it's a daughter then, I guess not a son?
That's right, but I do have two grandsons.
Okay, I get what it is. I'm mixing up a couple things here. And so what she's giving me again, just in that mindset of keeping tabs on you, she knows about your daughter, but she also knows about these grandsons, right? Because she's definitely I had some
Yes.
male energy around and I get a sense
Mhm.
maybe they're not too far apart in age or something because it makes me feel like there's a lot of energy running around at once, right? And she gives
Yeah.
she gives me this sense, what's really one thing you should know is she's very proud of you. She just gives me a sense of letting you know she's very proud of you. I don't feel that maybe you had the easiest childhood, and she gives me this feeling of being very proud of you, of how loving you are to your daughter, how much you fought for her, along the way, and how
Thank
much you risked everything you had in order to give her the best life possible. And I do feel
thank
like,
you.
yeah, that's her. You thank her. But she's letting you know that she's around and that she's very proud of you. She gives me the sense of loving these great grandbabies. These are her great grandbabies, and she loves these. And there's a sense too where letting you know that it's about moving forward, moving forward. I don't feel this father in spirit. Again, I can't put a male in spirit, but I don't even have the feeling of a male around you. That doesn't mean he's not. I just feel like for you, maybe that's something to research more in the physical realm. Try to research it more
Right.
because he may still be in the living, which is why I can't quite feel him. Or it could be that it's so
Right.
private, he is not about to come on live air to talk about it. It could be one of those. He's like, oh, I am not. I know better. Just know that, okay? So take that
Okay.
with you. Don't give up on looking for him because I think you having that absolute truth will give you more peace than anything I could say or another medium around it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Lots of love to you. Lots of love from your grandmother. And tell your daughter she's also doing an amazing job. Okay.
Okay, thank
Uh,
you so much,
you're
and God bless
welcome.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. You have a good night.
You too. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty, here we go. Let us take another caller here. How about 626? Hey, 626. This is Colby. Who is this?
Rebecca,
Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
I'm good. I wanted to see if you can connect with my mother.
Yes. Yeah.
She
One
she passed
Well,
about
don't
two and a
say
half
anything.
months ago.
Yeah, don't say anything else. Let me do some
Okay.
work here. Let's see what we can do, okay? I get
Okay.
the
Thank you.
feeling Yes, of course. I get this feeling, Rebecca, I would be correct in saying that you two were very close. Am I correct with that statement?
Yes,
And
you're
would
very
you
correct.
understand, like, she gives me chills like you couldn't go anywhere without her. um,
Yeah,
always on the
I was her
phone.
caretaker.
Yeah, always on the phone, always around her, making sure everything's okay, going shopping for her, all of this stuff, right? And
Yep,
I feel like
yes,
you did
yes.
everything you could to give her quality of life prior to the very end. Like, I feel like
Yes.
either before the end, was she in a wheelchair or you needing to push her? Like, if you're in a store, pushing her in a chair, like she
Yeah.
can't walk?
Yeah,
Okay.
she
Yeah.
yeah.
Because she still
Yeah.
loved to do her shopping. She still loved so she loved to be in the stores. So it was so good that you made sure that you had her in that chair. I keep seeing a chair with a basket on it. So did she have a basket so she could put her own things in there? Is that right?
Uh,
Do you remember that?
no. No. Oh, well, she had a no, you know what? The walker had a little, thing.
Oh, a little basket
Uh,
or something, right? That she
yeah,
could put her
or a
things
little
in?
yeah.
Okay, got it. Because she makes me feel like she likes her things in there. I'm curious if there's something connected to glasses. Either she eyeglasses, either she would keep
Y
losing them or misplacing them or
yes,
something.
yes,
Okay, okay, okay.
yes.
Because I feel like she showed me glasses, like reading glasses or whatever in the basket, but you know how they have that little chain around? People have that chain. It's like you
Yes,
you
uh-huh.
would you would put that on it so that she wouldn't lose them, but then she'd take them off of her, so it didn't do any good. So she lets me know about that. She also gives me this sense with her where I really feel like with her that she's very ill at the end. Am I right?
She
Like
was.
I feel like
Yeah.
there's a strong sense with her where she's bedridden, can't move, can't
Yeah.
really eat.
Yes.
So I'm definitely now it's weird because I feel like we may have cancer, but did she also have either an Alzheimer's or something happening along that line at all? Or is that
Yes,
another?
she
Okay.
had dementia.
Okay. Cause
Mhm.
I was feeling that, but I also felt an illness other than that. Like, so it's almost like we're dealing with two things, right? And
Yes, she
she
also had COVID.
I
She got
got it.
COVID.
I see. I got it. And she gives me the feeling she shows me her hand. I believe that
Mhm.
she has a wedding ring or an engagement ring and a
Mhm, that's all she
watch.
would wear, yeah.
Okay, and a watch. Do you have these now? Did she give these to you?
Yes.
Would that be correct? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
Mhm.
again, but she feels like she had those on and she gives me the sense where I feel like you're with her and you're around her. It's interesting though. So I'm not understanding this part, Rebecca. So just give me a moment and maybe you can help me with this, okay? So
Okay.
as we go into my logical brain, I know you said 2.5 months ago. I know you said COVID. Now here's the thing I'm not understanding. She gives me the feeling that you were with her and around her up to the end, but my logical brain is like nobody was allowed to do that. So were you around her and how did you do that?
Yes, I
Okay.
was.
Okay.
She beat COVID but died a week later.
I
So
got it. So she was back
she
in the
went to my
home.
brother's house and
Got it.
yeah.
Okay, because I was like, she made me feel right that she was in a house, not a hospital. And I'm like, how is this? But she kept saying you were right there. You wouldn't leave her side. And I'm like, how is that?
Yeah.
So my brain is like, how's that possible? Right. And oh my goodness, here's the thing. Your mom, I think she would have said, I'm never dying in a hospital. I don't want to die in a hospital. So I feel like she got to the point to make sure she got over this, but it was so she could transition in the place at home because I feel like that's what she
Yeah.
had always
Yeah.
wanted,
I think
right?
she waited for us.
Yep,
She held on and waited for us.
she sure did. But I think it's weird because I think there's a part of her that tricked the doctors, right? Like she kind of put on this like strong facade. I'm okay. Look at me breathe. It was like this temporary thing. She definitely feels at peace to me. Okay. She
Oh, I know she
100%.
is. Yeah.
It was like she really was ready, I know we discussed that dementia, but she knew everybody in that room. So she was very
Yeah.
aware in that moment, which is
Yeah.
amazing. Who is there a Mary? Do you know Mary? The name Mary? Is that a grandmother
Yes.
or
Y
who's Mary?
well, I know a couple of Marys that are on the other side. It's her friend. She has 2 friend
I
Marys
got
over
it.
there
Okay, so
on the other.
she said Mary was with her when she transitioned. So I feel
Oh,
like Mary came to help her. Let me
I
show you
wonder if
how.
the Virgin Mary, because my mom was very religious.
This makes
I don't
I
know.
love that idea, but this made me feel like this is someone more familiar. So the friend would make
Okay.
sense to me, family member would make sense,
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
she has two friends there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would give me the sense. But there is a feeling of peace, and then she did make me feel though either somebody was reading a Bible or you had a priest there or someone was reading prior to her passing. So did someone.
Yeah, they gave her the last rites. They don't
Okay.
call it that anymore, but the
Oh,
priest
okay.
did.
Okay, got it. Thank you. What do they call it?
I forget what they call it. They changed it now. It's not last rites. My brother told me. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh
But
my
could I ask
goodness.
one little question real
Sure,
quick?
you can try,
Does she
yeah.
forgive me?
She is not upset at you at all. So don't worry about her being upset at you. Why would you? Is there a tisk that you happened prior to her passing?
No, I took care of her for so many years, and I couldn't do it anymore, and I had no patience.
Oh, but
So
yeah,
at
you
the end,
don't.
she got a UTI, and I had to put her in a place, and that's where
Oh,
she
it's
got the
okay.
COVID from, and I
Oh,
felt guilt.
that's okay. Listen, the thing is that you can't feel you weren't able to. One thing to know, okay, let's work on this for a second. You were not able to keep her alive long term anyway. Okay, what were you going to do?
Hmm.
Prevent how many things you weren't going to be able to prevent a UTI, and you weren't going to be able to take care of that at home. Okay,
Yeah,
so
no, she used to fall all the time too, and
yeah,
she was always going to the
and
hospital,
you
and
have to remember she's got this dementia, so she's not necessarily capable of doing things on her own anyway. It was too much. So don't you worry. I'm telling you, I asked her if she was upset. She gave me no feeling of that at all. So that's something you're holding on to. That's that guilt and that worry. But she had her life and she felt good about it. Your mom, you gotta remember too, your mom never wanted to be a burden on anyone, honey, okay? So you just have to that about her, all right? She wasn't in a place where she would have been able to say, "Hey, I'm ready. Let's do this." Like she just wasn't. I think
yeah,
she needed help. She needed that guidance. So, I can tell you there's something so strong. I 100% do not believe the COVID is what took her life. I really don't.
no,
Let me
it's not. They
the
put three different things down. The
yeah,
dementia was one of them.
the
So yeah,
UTI was a symptom of something deeper, a symptom of something more underneath. It is that something underneath that I also believe is part of the passing. So it's like,
yeah, yeah.
believe it or not, the COVID was a symptom of something underneath, right? Her immune system
Uh
was
huh.
already breaking down. All right.
Yeah, yeah,
And so
yeah.
just know that everything was okay. All right, honey?
Oh, okay. Thank you
Okay.
so much, Colby. You
Yeah,
have a good evening.
absolutely. Let this bring a little bit of lightness to your heart. All right? Your
Okay.
mom knows how dedicated you are. She knows how much you love her, and I just believe that there was something so much more underneath going on that you would have not been capable of kind of patching everything up. It just wasn't going to happen. I really really feel this passing was going to happen regardless of the COVID, in all honesty, okay, honey?
Okay.
All
Thank you
right.
so much, Colby. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Lots of love to you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Guilt, everyone, is very tough. It's those things that we wish we could do it differently or we would have said something differently. But there's things that we know that we can't hold on to and we have to release those burdens. And so try not to have all of that on your heart, okay? Okay, here we go. How about 510? Hi, 510. This is Colby. Who is this?
Hi, Colby. This is Catherine. How are you?
I am well, Catherine. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I was hoping to get your insights on the next steps for me in my career path.
I got it. Okay. I'm kind of curious, Catherine. Are you developing your own gifts, sweetheart?
Um, well, sort of. Yeah, a little bit in my career. I kind of play with them a little bit in my workplace.
Okay. Okay. Because I felt like when you said developing, they said, tell her about the gifts. So maybe part of that is honing in on the gifts a bit more and bringing them into the workplace even a bit more, okay? And it is about
Okay.
maybe owning those gifts a bit more because if you're doing it and not it's almost like you are doing it, but maybe not bringing them in enough or owning it enough or stating that they're the gifts that you're bringing in, especially your intuition. Okay. So I feel like it's about
Okay.
bringing them in more and being more vocal about it. I do feel like there's an opportunity where you're going to be working with someone. So have you partnered up with someone or is there a partner in what you're doing? Can I ask what it is you're doing?
I'm working at an animal rescue.
Okay, got it. Now, so what's really interesting is again using that intuition, maybe working on that animal communication a bit more as well, right? That ability to connect and tap into animals and tap into people,
Yeah,
making
I've
sure
been
you're the
talking to. Yeah, I sometimes I talk to the dogs and cats and just encourage them to think about what they want.
yeah, perfect. The other thing to do is really start tuning in to kind of be a matchmaker. Okay. Allow yourself to be that
Mhm.
matchmaker as well. But I see you, I feel like with this is really good and interesting, but I don't know if you're necessarily going to be at this particular shelter because I see you taking a bit more of a lead role, either coming up with ideas, coming up with campaigns. And I see you working with a guy. So is there a guy that you're working with at this particular shelter?
There's a guy that I share my office with, but no, I lead the adoption team.
Okay, got it. I feel like you're gonna do this, but there's going to be something where there's a guy that you're working with and you start to lead how the campaigns or you start to lead like how new ways to do things. Like it's very creative and it feels like it's very much taking it out in a more fun way, so to speak, right? And I feel like you start to change even the policy. So it's like this adoption rate really gets really, really strong, right? And I feel like you're at a place where this leads to another opportunity for you. So I feel like this is actually a stepping stone, but I feel like this is going to be really good. I feel like you'll be here a bit longer, maybe a year or two, but then there's a new opportunity. So maybe it's like a regional thing or connecting more than one center, but there's something where you're going to manage and be on a bigger level, but for more than one.
Okay.
So, you have that to look forward to, okay? But really work, even bring those animal communication skills in even more, because I feel like that's gonna be the key to
Okay.
kinda creating the happiness with the pets.
Okay.
Like,
Thank you.
I think they're gonna give you ideas, right? They're gonna give you ideas like, "Hey, this would be a fun video to do to show people," or, "This would be a kind of a cool connection." So, I feel like you start creating these great ideas and these great concepts. So, it is a level of creativity that you're really bringing to the table with these, but also using that animal communication. So, keep working on that, develop those gifts more, bring that in because that feels like a really again, a year to 2 years there's another opportunity coming in.
Thank you so much, Colby.
You're welcome. Good luck with it. It's gonna be fun. You're in the right
Okay.
area
Thank
though.
you.
Really quick though, you doing this or you working with animals really feels very, very strong for you, okay?
Okay. Well, I mean, I love them. I just it's it's hard work and I get tired. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a tough job.
It is a tough job, but it's also rewarding, but also look at how this is gonna change for you as well. So I don't think it will be as tough as you keep developing and moving in a bit of a different direction of being more regional than kinda in this moment, in this one center, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Alright, this is gonna be good. Start moving into animal communication a bit more.
Okay, I'll look for some classes.
Okay, yes, please do that. You're gonna love it. I think it's really up your alley.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Colby.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Okay, here we go. Let us do another one. Here we go. How about let's see. How about 720? Hi, 720. This is Colby. Who is this?
Hi, this is Carmen.
Hi, Carmen. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for taking my call. And boy, you're awesome.
Thanks, thanks. Okay, so what can I do for you tonight?
Okay, so just have well, wanted to see if you felt anybody around when you know when you answered the phone with me.
Well, just for the sake of time, it's who would you like to connect to? And then
My
I will do
mom,
that. There we go. Just for
my
the
mom or
sake of time.
grandma.
Okay. I've got a lady really quick because we'll do this kind of quickly here. Okay. I've
Okay,
got a
okay.
lady that gives me the feeling that she is constantly, she talks a lot. So I've got a lady that love to talk or love to socialize, love to kind of be in the mix of things. Okay. So I've got a woman that you
Hmm.
would love to have conversations with or you would love to be creative with because she keeps showing me there's a creative project for you that you're working on. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So she's all up in there with you. She gives me the sense of being in it with you, around it with you, giving you these ideas,
Oh wow.
loving to share things with you. So I feel like this, I don't know if this is a book, but just something maybe there's some
It is.
illustrations. Okay. So you understand there are illustrations in the book as well, correct?
Yes, and I have it's a children's book, and I have an illustrator working on it, and we're supposed to, yeah, it's supposed to launch at the end of November.
Perfect. See, so she's around you and she's with it. So
Wow.
just letting you know that her hands are in this and it's really fun and it's exciting. And it's really about staying focused on it, staying connected to it, really working hard on it. Because she says you've been working a lot of hours on it, but she just loves it. And it's like, it's almost like, yes, she's helping you with it, but I feel like somehow she's a part of the book. So did you write the book about her or is she in the book somehow?
Oh, you're amazing. Yes, actually, not this book that's coming out on the 20th, but the one that I started already. Yes, she
Okay.
is part of the book. She's actually in the book.
Okay, got it. So, just letting you know, she knows all around this and she is with you and she just kind of gives you all of her love and really stay focused on this book, okay? Because I feel like there's a lot of potential around this book. Just kind of keep the energy up
Okay.
around it, okay?
With the one that I'm launching now, not the one that she's connected with, correct?
Correct.
Obviously.
Exactly right. The one you are
Okay.
launching, that's the one, okay? So keep that energy up around
Okay.
it, keep that positivity around it, because it does feel like it's gonna be a really great project, and it's gonna feel amazing when you publish it.
Oh
I'm
my
not
gosh.
sure. I know we have the other book that she's in it, but I feel like in this book, either you
Hmm.
acknowledge her or there's something you still mention her in the new one too, so the one coming out. So it could be like in the beginning, I wanna thank my mom. I don't know, I guess she wants her name in there, but you
Huh.
do you do you.
I guess she does. Okay, yeah, because I didn't know this one is she's not in it. Not, I'm not saying that I don't have her in the other book. I do. And it's actually I've written the manuscript, but I still have to obviously go in it and rechange it once I get this book launched. But yes, so she
Yeah.
must be the
Just
one
more
that
of
I
an
see through
acknowledgement.
my
Just
profile vision.
it's more of an acknowledgement. So, because she feels like she's been working
Okay,
hard
I
on
can do that.
yeah, she feels like she's been working hard on it.
Yeah.
All
Oh
right.
my god, so is that who I'm feeling then when, like, you know how sometimes you'll see somebody through your profile vision
Yes.
or you feel, so is that her then around me doing
Oh,
this?
absolutely. Yes, that's her around you. Yes,
Okay,
absolutely. Yes.
perfect.
Okay.
Perfect, because my dog was talking to someone the other night. Hey, quick
Yep.
question, not about me, but,
Well,
when people are actually in, a ventilator, in the hospital, can I ask you, do they are they closer to the physical world, or do they actually go back and forth? I was just really curious. I just had a friend that just got taken off of it, and he told me some stories, and I was just
I
curious.
I
So
really
are they
do. Yeah, I feel like what happens is, a ventilator, a coma, anything like
yeah.
this, I feel like the soul kind of dances around the physical body. So it might kind of step out of the physical body, back
Mhm.
in the body. It's still
Yep.
connected to the physical body. So that person may get visions or communication to the other side, saying it's not
Yep.
your
Okay.
time. Get back in there. Get back in that body. Get back in that, when you're little, get back into
That's
your room.
interesting. I always wondered that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it could be, and that's
That's
why
really cool.
there's sometimes mediums will connect and they'll say something about someone and they'll say, well, that's so and so, but they have dementia, or that's so and so, and they're on a respirator or in a coma or whatever the
Wow.
case may be. So there's this cord. So the cord is not disconnected. So death, physical death, the cord is disconnected. The soul is then released from the physical body in a situation where we do have a coma or something, the person is almost artificially kept alive, the cord is still connected to
Yep.
the soul. So
So
that
they're
is
bouncing back and forth.
they're kind of like it's like a balloon on a string in a way, if you maybe think
Yep.
of that
And
way,
I yeah.
and so just think of
And
it
I know a
that
lot of
way.
people were interested in that.
Yeah, yeah, and it's
Yeah, because 'cause I've had a lot of people ask about
what
that too, so I thought, "I'm gonna ask Colby if I ever get on with her," because that's a very interesting because
yeah,
some mediums do not know, so that's really and that's odd, especially from what he told me, so
yeah.
experience, so that sounds right.
The difference too is it's just about the ability to connect and communicate with the soul, right? It's with the soul. So
Mhm.
that's why again, he might have seen, and it's difficult because if he saw the other side, it might have been like amazing, and he just wants to stay there. And then some loved one is like, it's not your time, get back over.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for him, it was a little different experience, but yeah,
you
but I
get the
understand what you're
idea.
saying there, and
There you
so
go.
thank you so much for
You're
taking your time to
welcome.
answer that. I thought that was really cool, and I thank you so much about connecting with my mom. That really meant a lot, and her,
Absolutely.
approval and all that. So
Yep.
thank
Well,
you
good luck
so
with
much.
your
It really means
launch.
a lot.
You're welcome. Good luck with your launch and have a good night, okay?
Thanks, Colby. You're amazing. Thank you. Much love
Thank
to
you.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys, here we go. Let us do another call. Here we go. How about 801? Hi, 801. This is Colby. Who is this?
Hi, this is Noelle. How are you, Chloe?
I am good, Noelle. What can I do for you tonight?
I was hoping you could give me some direction in the job department or with what I can expect with that.
Okay, okay. Well, things do feel to be stuck. Are you unemployed at the moment, or is that correct, or is something wrong with the workplace you're currently in?
Um, I am employed, but it's not working.
Yeah, I feel like if you want to know everything, Noel,
Yes.
I have this weird feeling. I don't want to create fear, but I think this not working is reciprocate. Like either they're not happy with you or there's miscommunication, they're unorganized, like there's a lot going on. So I don't feel like you're going to have this job very long. And I guess you feel that way too, which is why you called in, right? So I feel like for
Mhm.
you it's really important that you start putting your feelers out there. You start putting it out there to find something new so that you're not in a situation of being laid off or let go prior to you have something else, okay? And I feel like too your skills are not being used or mastered. Like you've got really good organizational skills. You're really good at putting things
Mhm.
together. You're really good. I almost feel like you've got a good computer savvy too. Is that correct? You know how to use a computer and all of this. Pretty good at that.
Yeah, I have experience in assisting businesses with figuring out problems that they have and finding new ways of doing things that are easier or better.
Yes.
And they don't seem to be interested in any of that information.
Right. I like that you do that. And here's the key with this. I want you to kind of percolate, as I like to call it percolate. Okay. I want you to percolate and sit. Here's what I want you to do is taking your skill set because you are really good and you are organized. And I think you have a really good grasp on things and very practical, right? I want you to take that skill set and
Mhm.
say, all right, listen, things are moving online. Things are not the way they used to be. Look at some companies, look at where that transition's going, kind of be creative with how things can be moved to more online or how can their word get out better, not with your current company, just think about that in general. And then I want you to go on site, look for positions that are open, and when you interview, because I see a job opening up and I feel like this part of what you do will be even more helpful in bringing it forward, because I think there's a company literally looking for help in how to navigate the online environment. like organizing, creating things, meetings, things like this, how to navigate things to bring their product or service more online in a way of
Hmm.
but they have meetings and they talk to people and there's conferences like and this is the part where I feel like you're going to be really good at facilitating, helping. So I see this coming in for you, but you sit with it a little bit first and then now start looking for it. But it is something that is definitely about something that's online, okay? Not in person. You're not
Can I
going
ask
in person.
a question?
Sure.
So I had probably in July a possible job offer,
Okay.
and we talked about some things, and then it just never materialized.
Right.
Do you see anything with that?
No, I feel like that they just ended up having a lot of trouble. I don't think it's about you, but I feel like either financial
Hmm.
trouble or I think that they liked the ideas and it felt good. I don't think they have the finances to move forward with it. They're really I don't know what it is. That company felt like there's a lot of struggle around it. Take that concept and say, "All right, let me do this for someone else," right? Let me kind of put those feelers out for this other opportunity coming in.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So,
Any other things I need to know?
that's it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and take one more caller before the show ends tonight,
Okay.
but put that out there,
Thank you
and
so much.
I feel like you're gonna feel really good. It's time to move, though. It's definitely time to move on from this particular position. You're
Okay.
just not being appreciated or valued in the way that your skill set is. I mean, but sit and say, "All right, look, what can I do for a company?" and write that out and really know it, and then go for the job search, and you'll see it. Clearly, the job search is
Okay.
online, so it's an online thing. Submit
Okay.
your resume, and I feel like that's when it comes forward. Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome. Have a good night.
Bye bye.
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 Okay, let us do one last caller. Here we go. How about 760? Hey,
Hi.
760. Hi there. This is Colby. Who is this?
Hi, this is Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie. How are you, honey?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What can I do for you tonight?
I was wondering if you could connect with my dad.
Let's see if we can. And it's been a little while since your dad passed. Am I right, Stephanie?
Yes.
Okay. And would you also, I feel though, what's interesting, I actually feel that your dad had a lot of energy. Am I correct with this? That he actually was an energetic person.
Yeah,
Okay.
before he
Before
became sick.
before he's sick or before right before the end, right? When we go back in time, right?
Right.
And I feel like now
Right.
you're not the only child. I feel like you've got siblings. Am I correct? Because he showed me a pool
Yeah,
and I see some
that was
kids.
my main call for my
Oh,
brother. He's in Korea and he's just struggling with the whole thing.
okay, let me tell you, he showed me it's so interesting. He showed me a pool and it was like so I'm going back in time. He showed me a pool and a swimming pool and this kid laughing and there's a ball and you guys are playing and it's there's so much joy with it, right? So I feel like
Yeah.
with your brother it's the dad saying, "Hey, I am still with you, son. I am still around you." I wonder if your brother wasn't there or wasn't able to
Yeah.
say because I feel like that's where maybe where he's feeling guilty that he couldn't come and he couldn't stay and he couldn't say goodbye and he just feels guilty about it, right?
Yeah,
I
he was in Iraq.
Yes. I was getting the service, so that's really interesting. But I think what he needs to remember, your dad was so darn proud of him, right? So proud of him.
Mhm.
So he knew he couldn't be there, but I don't believe he would have traded places. He wouldn't, your dad was very proud. Your dad's very proud of both of you, right? I get the sense too, but your dad feels ill, like either we've got cancer or our health is deteriorating. Is this correct around your dad's passing?
Um he had cancer, but that's not what
What
brought
took
him.
him?
That's not why
Okay.
he was sick.
Okay, but you
He was
understand
an
him.
alcoholic.
I got it. Okay, but you understand him. You understand. Okay, but there is the cancer connection, and then you understand him being
Yes.
ill because there's an illness. He says,
Yes.
I was ill. Okay. And he gives
Mhm.
me the sense too where it's again, if I go way back though, I think if anything, if he was drinking back then, I believe he always was, right? But he was like a happy drunk.
Mhm.
He was
Yeah.
he handled things well, right?
Sometimes.
And I
Sometimes.
I feel like with him, he gives me this feeling where I don't feel like he could always say how he felt either. Your dad takes a lot of responsibility. Your brother's trying to take responsibility, and your dad is saying, "No, this is my time to take responsibility," because I
Yeah.
believe he wasn't always there for you guys. And I believe
Yeah.
that he feels bad and regrets that he missed some of those wonderful opportunities. I don't know, he keeps showing me you. Did he miss either a dance for you or a graduation? Like a big this is a big event that I feel like he missed, and he contributes that to his own self.
Um, Not that I can think of.
Was there and you haven't had a wedding or a birth since his passing or anything major? Because it makes me feel like this is a big thing.
Divorce.
Okay. He makes me okay, but that is a big thing. He makes me and I feel like you
Yeah.
could have used them. Like, again, just that support system, and he makes me feel like he missed it. He missed an opportunity to be there for you. He missed an opportunity to be a rock for you, and he's sorry about
Yeah.
that, right? But he also gives me
Yeah.
the feeling like this is a time for you to have more love. This isn't like, about loving yourself, which is good, loving yourself, putting yourself first. There's definitely a strong sense that new love is coming in for you, a new love, right? And so, and a
Mhm.
healthy love, and a healthy love. And I feel like this is, I hate to say it, but right around the corner.
Oh,
So
geez.
I know. That doesn't mean you have to run off and get married, but it does make me feel like it's close
No.
by. But I do feel like with your brother, I get the sense too. I think sometimes your dad could be a little difficult to be around if we're being honest, okay? And I
Yes,
feel like there
100%.
are times where your dad could say things that were actually really hurtful. And I think it's knowing that that's the alcohol, but also the unhappiness in himself as well, okay? And
Yes.
and I
Yes.
feel like so in one way, it's like he drove your brother away. I don't know if that makes sense, but maybe it's like your brother
Yeah,
needed
he
this.
actually admitted that. He
Okay.
kind of pushed everyone away so we would be ready when he eventually died.
Yeah, and he just says, "I'm sorry for doing that. I'm sorry for doing that. I'm sorry for." He just felt a little bit of shame. He was a little embarrassed. He felt a little bit
Yeah.
of shame, and that pulling away had to do with himself as well. Okay, honey, like that had to do with him being. I think there's a little bit of fear around that passing, and a little bit of fear of like, what if people aren't going to be there for me? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so I think
Yeah.
some of that had to do with it. I do feel like he said he made me feel happy birthday. So is it you have a birthday or your brother has one coming up?
Mm, my brother's son, who was born a couple days before he passed, his birthday's coming up in December.
This is it. This is it. So he says happy birthday. Okay. Happy birthday. And then would
Mhm.
you happen to know a John by chance in the living or in spirit, a J name, Jason John, something like this?
John? No, I don't know a John.
Who you getting your
Is it?
intel from? Is that your mom over there? Who is it?
No, there's a person here. I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
alone. I don't I don't know a J.
Okay, do me a favor. When you get off, I gotta end this call anyway, right? So when you get off, will you think I
Uh-huh.
your dad's being so strong about this? So again, it could be a middle name, and it will sound like a Ja coming in. John,
James?
Jack. Who is that, honey?
It's my youngest son's middle name.
Okay, there we go. So it's like he wants to acknowledge the grandchildren, right? Wants to acknowledge them, okay? So I feel like
Okay.
it's like so again, he's giving your brother's son, he's talking about you. I feel like you have 2 children. Do you have 2?
I have two boys and two girls.
Oh my goodness, you got a little herd there. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I know there's some pain left over from your dad. And I love how beautiful you are to kind of say, hey, my brother needs this. But I also feel like there's for you as well. And your dad just says he loves you. And to know that he loves you and to know that he takes responsibility for his inability to stay connected. And that's for you, that's for your brother. that's sending that love. I feel like your mom is still in the living. Am I correct? Because I know they're not together. They weren't
Yeah.
together, but he makes me feel like
Yeah.
he says that to your mom too. Like she feels like she put up with a lot, and it feels like he had the same
Yeah.
kind of detachedness, when things got rough, or like if they got in an argument, he'd walk out of the house and what, like all this weird stuff. And so he wants to apologize to her as well. Can you pass that along to her?
Yes, I'm sure she's listening.
Okay. I really felt like she was. I thought she was in the room with you. So it would be funny if she
No.
is listening, because I was like, gosh, she feels so strong there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen,
How funny. Well,
sweetheart.
thank you.
Lots of love, baby. Lots of love. Tell your brother that, just to kind of let this go, and that, you guys have an opportunity to be your own parents, right? I know there's some things missing, some nurturing you didn't get. But your dad, feels so much better and so much lighter, and he's gonna be around you guys so much more than you could ever imagine. Especially, there's something with your youngest son. I think he talks to him. So just know that he's around them, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Lots of love to you, babe.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. That is the end of our show. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for calling in. I'm so sorry I couldn't get to everyone. We get so many calls. Please try each week. Try each week. Get in. They're pulled at random. Let's see how we do. I will see you next week. Feel free to share. Please subscribe to the podcast. Say something nice, That's always helps. That's a good way to help and keep it going. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Lots of love to you. I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Colby Rebel Show. Be sure to follow Colby on social media at Psychic Rebel. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, please head on over to iTunes to leave a review to help Colby grow the tribe. Colby is an international psychic medium, teacher, best-selling author, and speaker. She is a master teacher of the Lisa Williams International School of Spiritual Development and is the owner of the Colby Rebel Spirit Center in Los Angeles. Visit colbyrebel.com.